Another day, another archaeological site. Today we are at the ancient site of Kourion. The archaeological remains of Kourion, which was one of the island's most important city kingdoms in antiquity, are some of the most impressive on the island, and excavations have unearthed many significant finds which can be viewed. The city kingdom was built on the hills of the area and overlooked and controlled the fertile valley of the river Kouris. According to archaeological finds, evidence suggests that Kourion was associated with the Greek legend of Argos of Peloponnese, and that its inhabitants believed they were descendants of Aegean immigrants. The once flourishing kingdom was eventually destroyed in a severe earthquake in 365 AD. One of the highlights is an extraordinary amphitheatre, which we're about to go down and see now. This is mostly a modern reconstruction. It was originally built in the 2nd century AD, but has suffered a lot of damage from earthquakes over the years. This was constructed in the late 2nd century, or in the early 3rd century AD. It was destroyed in the mid 4th century and was abandoned for several years to be replaced in the early 5th century by various early Christian buildings. These are the remains of stone-built private houses of the late Classical and early Hellenistic period, circa 335 to 315 BC. This is a spacious hexagonal swimming basin. This is the nympharium of Kourion, the sacred place devoted to the nymphs and minor divinities, protector of springs and waters. It's a huge building measuring 45 metres in length. And this is the northeastern unit of the public baths. As you can see, it's really well preserved. This is an early Christian house with a triclinium. This is the House of the Gladiators. It's a luxurious house and it takes its name from the mosaics, which were gladiator themed. And here you could see the gladiator themed mosaics, which I mentioned earlier. This is the House of Achilles, situated on the northwest edge of the city, next to the street leading to the sanctuary of Apollo. It was constructed during the early 4th century at a period of artistic revival as regards the mosaic floors with themes taken from pagan tradition. The central scene portrays Achilles meeting with Odysseus in Lycomedes' house, where Achilles, disguised as a girl, was sent by his mother to avoid his participation in the Trojan War. Well, that worked well, didn't it? This is Kourion Stadium. The stadium, situated between the city and the sanctuary of Apollo, was constructed during the rule of Antonius II in the 2nd century AD. It was used for the sports of the Hellenistic pentathlon, which were most likely the ones held at the stadium: running, high jump, long jump, wrestling and javelin. Chariot and horse races related to the cult of Apollo must also have been held in this area. Last but not least, today we are at the sanctuary of Apollo. So this is our last day, and this was our last stay. This is the Amalia Panoramic House, for reasons which I'll show you in a minute. But we're going to go through the opening first, and into the house. To my right is the sleeping area. There's a TV as well, but we never used that. Plenty of plugs. There's a nice little settee and cabinets, and then up the steps and you've got the kitchen area with table, fridge, freezer, plenty of plates and pans and everything you need, and there's an oven with a hob, it's gas operated, and a microwave. And then you come through here, this light on. Open the doors. There's a little area here which we didn't use, but I'm sure it'll be very nice in the summer. You can lift the blinds out and see the views. And then we have that door there, and that's into the shower and into the toilet. And that's the downstairs. I'll show you the upstairs in a moment. So, coming back out of the main doors, and then we turn to the left, and then up the stairs. And then you can walk here, and on the rooftop, again, not an area we really use because it was a little bit too chilly on a morning, but I'm sure in the summer this will be absolutely lovely. And as you can see, there's some nice views, but the best is yet to come. So we walk back to here, open the gate. Now I'm not going to open this up, but there is another bedroom in here, and another little outdoor toilet. In the summer, this is the place to sleep apparently, or obviously if you hire the house and there's 4 of you, then you've got 2 separate bedrooms. And then looking around, and finally back up these stairs to the top, and this is why it's called a panorama house. If I can remember how to get in. There we go. So you can actually get right up to the roof, and this is the view. See, back up to the mountains, back up there, and then if you do a full 180 degrees, you've got the sea. And then back up to the mountains again, some of the adjacent buildings. And there you go, the Amelia panoramic house. And that's it for our time in Cyprus. It has been great and I would thoroughly recommend the island. We'll see you in the next series of adventures coming soon on this channel, so please like and subscribe.